Spring training is over, and it gets real on Thursday afternoon when the Red Sox travel to Texas to take on the Rangers in opening day. We are so excited. Thanks for joining us, Mike Antonellis on Red Sox Now. Follow me on X at the Radio Mike. And before we go any further, could you please subscribe, like, and make your comments? I'll return the comments depending on what they are. Just kidding. We return all the comments. So spring is over. The fun games are over, but the fun still continues when the Red Sox open up the 2025 season on Thursday against the Rangers, and we're so excited. Now, spring training is good for some players. I don't black and white all of spring training and think, well, does any of it matter? Of course it does. For some young players, it matters facing big league pitchers. For starting pitchers, just getting their innings in. For veteran guys, they don't need as many at-bats as maybe the younger guys do, but it's hard to capture and say that nothing matters. And I see this all the time. Well, nothing matters. Well, no, we know that. Everything, in terms of the statistics, we know they reset to zero, and there's examples of guys having big springs and then come opening day, because things are different in that regard. Players know that. They're going to face pitchers that are going to throw with more conviction. They're not working on things in real games. But I do think there is some importance to watching certain guys, the way that they play the game. And Red Sox fans should be happy the way that Garrett Crochet throws the ball, because really excellent stuff. Now, in terms of some of the guys that will make the club, we will get into that in just a few minutes. I think it's pretty much all solved. By the way, I was a little iffy on some of the bullpen guys. Yesterday, some of the Worcester Red Sox players arrived to Polar Park, and on their social media, this is great. So the Woo Sox players live across the street from the ballpark, and in some of the pictures showing them walk, Brian Mata was in that. So Brian Mata will start the year in AAA. But I think that's already out of the bag by Cora, saying that Weissert and Kelly have made the club as well. So it looks like pretty much everything is solved. One thing that Alex Cora did talk about was officially. Now, we had already kind of jumped the gun on this because, well, Liam Hendricks kind of told everybody, the press guys, that Chapman deserved it. And I think Alex Cora knew that. So it's Aroldis Chapman officially named the closer for the Red Sox in 2025. One of the first signings by the Boston Red Sox. And if you look at what they've done, there's a connection and a correlation to the free agent signings. Is it on purpose? I don't think so. I think it kind of all blends into one. But what you like about these three free agents that they brought in, see if you can make the connection before I tell you. You've got Chapman, you've got Walker Buehler, and you've got Alex Bregman, right? Three veterans. Okay, we know that. Three guys that have been on what? Winning ball clubs, winning mentality, good clubhouse people. Chapman has no doubt had his issues, but in terms of in the baseball clubhouse, it's a team he's always wanted to play for. He actually has pictures in Red Sox garb years ago. The way he is with the younger Latin players, he has been very good in the baseball sense. We know some of the off-the-field stuff have not been great, but hopefully that's all cleaned up and we don't have to talk about that further. But in terms of the baseball, very good internally. Bregman, we know. The fact that he went to Mexico says a lot. The kind of guy he is. The fact that he went on a road trip during spring training. And then Walker Buehler keeps it loose. He has a lot of fun. But you come from the Dodgers. You come from Houston. And you come from the Yankees. Now, coming from the Red Sox is not a bad thing either. But lately, the teams that have been in the forefront have been those three clubs. Yankees, Houston, and the Dodgers. Just on facts, they've won a lot more games, maybe not championships, but they have won a lot, and you're bringing in environments that have been very positive, and I think that's key with free agents. Not necessarily, bringing in the best, but I think it's the best fit. And I know Patriots fans are really happy this morning with Stephon Diggs. I'm excited about that. We can jump the football just for a little bit because that's a number one guy that's good in the locker room with the young players. So there's a lot to like about that, and I think those three guys brought that. The other thing with the Red Sox, we're going to get to this later about adversity if things don't work out with Chapman. That's called the radio tease in the radio biz. I'll be dropping a lot of radio biz stuff which certainly will bore everybody. All right, opening day. You love this. The matchup of Garrett Crochet against Nathan Eovaldi. So Crochet is going to face a very good lineup. I mean, you look at what the Rangers have. I've always said this. It doesn't matter. Good pitching beats good hitting anytime. Good hitting can, make it a little tougher. But he's going to face a lineup with Simeon, Seager, Langford, Adolis Garcia, who they got from the Cardinals, who was DFA'd. Pretty good deal. Peterson, Jonah Heim. It's a pretty good lineup. Rangers won the World Series not too long ago, but, man, good starting game. Garrett Crochet, excited to see his official debut where his stats count. And Nathan Eovaldi, the Texas native, for the second straight year. He was with the Red Sox from 2020 to 2022. Second straight year he gets the opening day nod. Why? Because of Jacob deGrom, who just cannot stay healthy. By the way, remember that Red Sox pitcher you guys wanted, Jordan Montgomery? He was summoned to the bullpen by the Diamondbacks, and just find out he has Tommy John. So he'll be out for the season. Boy, what a disaster that has been. A guy that I think really wanted to pitch with the Red Sox. He let his agent, Scott Boras, handle that, and things really did not work out. I believe this firmly. Adversity helps build a championship team. I can remember from an old pitching coach when I was in Portland, Bob Kipper. We were sitting in the hot sun in Erie, Pennsylvania in August, where it was about 105. We had a young pitcher named Stomy Pimentel, who was a huge prospect, who was really struggling with the Sea Dogs. I saw him, actually, he was in tears on the bus one time because he felt so much pressure, and he knew he was one of those big prospects and that he let everyone down. And he was taking a lot of heat from some people outside, and he was still very young. He was still growing. I remember Bob Kipper saying, hey, everybody, when things are good, it's easy to just be rah, and happy. He goes, it's how you handle things when somebody's down. And our guy's down, and we got to handle him with care. We got to love him, and we believe in him. And he got better. He didn't end up with the Red Sox, but the one buzzword I got from Bob on that was, listen, you can't always, you when things are bad, that's where you see the true sign of something. And I think in the baseball world, the sign of adversity is injuries. And the Red Sox are facing that right off the bat, where they have 3 starting pitchers on the injured list. And I said this yesterday. That is usually impossible to figure out. And the fact that they have figured that out, and we'll see what happens. But in terms of the stuff and the makeup of the 2 guys that are filling in, and Richard Fitz and Sean Newcomb, that's a pretty good alternative. Where in years past, you might be really seeking journeyman. Plus, you have Cooper Criswell as an ace in the hole if you need him, and you have guys in AAA like Quinn Priester and others that could possibly fill in if this happens. Plus, we know that they've had adversity in the last couple of years at shortstop. If Trevor Story is not healthy, if Wilyer Abreu, if something happens to the lineup, do they feel that they can go to AAA and bring guys up? And that's an important year for the Red Sox because they feel this team is close to winning. So if you have a team that you feel is a winning ball club that should be a playoff team, and you lose pieces, because you're always going to lose pieces. I think having a strong 26-man roster now is old news. You've got to have 30 to 32, if not more guys. You can't win with just your opening day lineup. I think we used to do this with the starting rotation. You need to have 7, if not 8 starters. That's hard to do, but you got to figure that out. If the Red Sox have issues with position players, do you feel pretty good if they need to transition out of whoever to, let's say, Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony, even a Nate Eaton, a Trace Thompson, Nick Sogard, Vaughn Grissom, David Hamilton, Romy Gonzalez, if those guys, and Yoshida, if they have to play full-time? Because it is only a matter of time before you're going to have adversity. You got it right off the bat. Right off the bat, we hope it's a home run to start the season. That's what happened in 1986. We'll talk about that more tomorrow on the Thursday opening day show of Red Sox Now. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Follow me on X at The Radio Mike. I'm one of the radio and TV broadcasters for the Worcester Red Sox. And look for some Woo Sox content on my other social media channels. And have yourself a great Wednesday.